Hello and welcome to Re-enthused. Today we are taking a look at this, which is the Atari Stacy, specifically an Atari Stacy 4. Now this was Atari's first aborted attempt to enter the portable market, and it's very much more of a luggable than a portable. It is incredibly heavy. It comes with, genuinely, I'm not joking there, it's heavy. It comes with this fairly hefty handle here, although I'm not entirely sure I completely trust it, and some fairly rugged clips to keep the lid shut. Yeah, it's a beefy machine. So let's take a look around the outside before we do anything else. It came in, it was released in 1989, and there were effectively 4 models. A Stacy 1, 2 Stacy 2s, and a Stacy 4. And basically there's different amounts of memory. So the Stacy 1 was 1 mega memory with a 3.5 inch floppy. The Stacy 2 was 2 megs with a floppy and a hard drive, or 2 megs with just a floppy. And the 4, this model, was 4 megs of RAM and a floppy and a 40 megabyte hard drive. Right. Now it's festooned with latches. So that's a cartridge style port. This is nothing. I assumed that at some point something was going in there, but nothing did. There's a little bit of damage there on mine. Oh. My word. Right, this here is the back plane, and I've got some information about that. So yeah, so you can see this has got all kinds of ports on it. So yeah, printer ports, modem ports, external floppy drive, my god, external hard drive, monitor RGB port, the MIDI, obviously Atari ST was very famous for its MIDI, and that includes it, and a reset. Now how you see here the power supply, and you'll see that that's kind of pushed up, and I think the reason for that being is that when this plugs in, this port is supposed to sit underneath, but it really just doesn't, so I think it tends to go up and it pushes the power lead up. So yeah, that's handy. And on this side, I really am not joking about the weight of this, by the way. So there's another even harder to open expansion slot here. Come on, you can do it. There we go. And right here, so you see, you should just about be able to see. The lights are unfortunately a little bit low for this because it's so big. This lets it swap between what it's using to control the screen. So there's an internal trackball, there's mouse port and the joystick port. Yeah, close that back up. And over here, of course, you can probably see 3.5 inch floppy drive, and that's where the 40 megabyte, hard drive sits. Right. Whew. Right, now I said this was a portable, but not in that sense. It's more in the PC Engine LT sense. So originally this was designed to run on battery power, specifically C-cell batteries, rather than what you'd kind of assume would be some kind of specialized portable battery. No. So so Atari originally designed this to run on C-cells. I think it was 6 of them. Let me just verify that. 12. 12 C-cell batteries. But then they kind of found out that it just didn't last on that at all, and you couldn't run it on C-cells for any time that was worth a damn. And so they basically just didn't bother. Now, a lot of reports say they glued the compartments up, but that's not actually, well, I've not seen it anyway. I have admitted I've only seen 2 of these, including this one that I own. The other one was a 1, but the 1 was literally able to be used. God, this thing really is hard to open. The 1, you could literally use the batteries. They would actually kind of work. Whereas this one, oh my word. Yeah, this does not open easily. There we go. There we go. So yeah, this one, the battery compartment exists, but there are no electrodes in there. There are no points to connect the battery in. It just exists as a battery compartment. I guess you could kind of store stuff in there. That would work. So yeah, I don't think they were I don't think they were ever glued up. It seems, given the lack of care Atari's had for quite a lot of this design, maybe we'll get into that in a minute, it kind of feels they wouldn't have bothered to gluing the thing up. Right, well, let's open her up. Oh, there she is in all her glory. The sheer size of this means I've had to really jig the camera about. Yeah, it is a bit messy actually. I only recently got this. It's not been cleaned or anything properly yet. So, yeah, it's quite a nice keyboard. Not particularly clicky, but it feels alright. This, I've got no idea what that is. I thought it was a power button originally, but it doesn't seem to do anything. I'm guessing it goes on this, so it knows when this is... So that is the key. Yeah, no, I've just worked that out. That is the obviously the case switch. That's pretty hefty. Yeah, some brightness, contrast, and volume controls. They don't really do anything much, but that's, I think, probably because this screen is nearing the end of its life. There's a big old trackball down here that works pretty well actually. A couple of mouse buttons, a really tiny numeric keypad. But if you're going to make any of the keys small, may as well be the numeric keypad. And yeah, all the function keys across there, which are also quite small as well. But again, they kept the keys that need to be big, so that makes sense. Yeah, so I guess we get this plugged in, which somebody has helpfully just labelled as being for the Atari Stacy laptop, so that was nice of them. Right, bit of a jump cut while we plug this one in. Okay, I've got no idea if you can be able to see the screen when I power it on. But let's give it a try. We use the big old power switch at the side. Lovely sound of a hard drive powering up. Now this machine, when I originally got it, had the German ROMs in it, so I had to replace them with English ones. It's doable, and you don't have to buy them. You can use normal EPROMs, but you have to make a small adjustment to the legs on the EPROMs. Well, I mean, what I did was I had a second chip holder, and I swapped a couple of the wires around, which is how you do it. On Atari ST, you could do the same thing, but it tends to have a resistor that lets you change what the type of chip you're using is. This doesn't seem to have that. Right, I think you can barely see. I don't think I can make this any better for you. What you can see is the reflection of my arm now. Yeah, no, I can't make that any better. That's literally as good as the screen gets. It's not much better for me, I will say. Yeah, so it's GEM, obviously. If you've got an Atari ST or you've used one, then you know this operating system. It's a fully fledged Atari ST in a luggable format. Now, obviously, you can plug this into an external monitor as well, which is probably the preferred way of using it. I can't think of any good reason why you would use the internal one instead of using an external monitor, unless you just literally didn't have one. I can't really see the mouse pointer anymore. Right, it's up there. Okay, so we're here. This has still got some of the German files that the original owners owned. I will be clearing it as soon as I can work out how. I'm not totally sure yet. But yeah. Is that... Hold on. Come on, double click. The hard drive appears to be working. I originally thought the hard drive was broken. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it works. Fast copy. I originally thought the hard drive was broken, but it turned out it just needed a bit of a workout, and then it suddenly started working properly again. You do have to remember to park it, because there's no auto park on this. Yep. That's the exit button. There it is. Oh man, this is so hard to see anything. I cannot see the mouse pointer at all. There we go. There we are. I can see it now. Yeah, you have to remember to park it, and there's a little utility in here. It's really weird using GEM after a long time of not using GEM. I mean, you have to, yeah. So yeah, there's a little program called Ship down here, which if I run it, you'll hear the hard drive noise suddenly go off, and then an error pop up, which is, yeah, the hard drive is now safely parked. so we can switch her off like that. So there we go, the Atari Stacy. Yeah, this was followed up by the ST Book, which was a much lighter and more laptopy affair, but still wasn't particularly popular. These were all kind of really at the tail end of Atari's dominance in the home computing market, and they were kind of throwing a lot of projects at the wall to see what would stick. This was obviously not one of them, and neither was the follow-up, which is kind of a shame. It was good to see this era of Atari where they really did actually still try to innovate a little bit and trying to get the ST out in kind of the laptop world. That would have been pretty interesting if it had worked, and certainly would have given it a march on the Amiga. But yeah. Right. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like. If you really enjoyed the video, please hit subscribe. If you didn't enjoy the video or you have something else to say, then please leave it in the comments below. See you next time.